Quasi here, and in this video, I want to share with you semen retention and really the 5 levels that you must understand to help you transmute this energy and really direct it to the ultimate, to the point where every single ounce of your energy is directed towards you reaching your goals. I don't care if you're male or female, I really want you to stick around to the very end of this video because this is something you've never seen before and it's going to be equally beneficial for both of you. Before I begin this video, I wanted to quickly announce that I'm doing a free giveaway of my book, Life Mastery. If you want to enroll into a competition to win this book for completely free at the end of the week, just comment Life Mastery down below and we'll be picking one lucky winner every single Friday to get this book in the ebook format. Also, I'm super excited to announce that a couple of spots have opened up for the free one-to-one consult with me for the Reality Mastery program. So make sure you stick around to the very end of this video for the announcement on that. And with that, let's get started with this video. So in this video, I want to talk to you about something I've never really talked about before. And a lot of people are reluctant to talk about semen retention and sex, and because it's very, very taboo in society. But this topic really holds an immense amount of power because our survival instincts, really this is something that's been programmed deep into us. If you learn how to channel this energy correctly, you can become very, very successful in a very short period of time. A lot of people have obscurely talked about this. People like Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich. He has a whole chapter on sex transmutation. And he sees why people become successful after the age of 40 and why it takes them so long. Because that's how long it takes for them to get to that state where they master their sexual energy. Okay, that's when they stop becoming so frivolous sexually and so compulsively going about it. So by the end of this video, I want to talk to you about how to eliminate this compulsion, how to really use this energy and channel it. Okay, so first of all, I want to begin by talking about the 5 levels of transmutation. Okay, so what you're going to see here is that we have this range going from low vibrational energy to high vibrational energy. Now, I don't want this to really mean anything apart from, just going from the survival instincts to the higher consciousness instinct, okay? Going from instinct to intuition, if you will. Okay, this is not meant to judge or, become all moral about it, but rather just understand and use this knowledge to serve you better. Okay, so the 5 levels of semen retention, and the most powerful way to do this is to understand the different sort of ladders, the different rungs to this ladder. Okay, the lowest rung is when you masturbate with porn. Okay, this is when you are expelling most of your energy and spilling it and really wasting it in efforts that aren't serving the goal, aren't serving you. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, when you masturbate with porn, what happens is your mind gets fucked up, right? Something really happens in your mind and it gets wired in a way where it's just dopamine spike. Seek the quickest dopamine spike. Your neurons actually get shorter. Science is showing now that the more porn you watch, the shorter your neurons get. So it sort of wires you to look for that quick dopamine spike in anything that you do. But if you understand success, if you study success, people who get wired for short dopamine spikes, they naturally start to seek things that give them a lottery win. People who start to use their phones compulsively or do anything in their lives compulsively. Oh, when I feel like eating food, I'm just going to eat food. Oh, when I feel like eating good food, I'm going to eat good food. They don't have that sort of sacrificial mentality where they do the short-term sacrifice in order to get successful in the longer term. That's how success happens. Okay, when you can sacrifice these short-term pleasures that you have and wait, put in effort, work hard, and help you get to that long-term sustained pleasure. So to demonstrate this on a graph, short-term pleasure is like a little spike, but then it goes back down. But longer-term pleasure is more like you sort of go up and then you maintain it, right? So that's exactly what I mean by a short-term versus a longer-term pleasure. So that's level 1, masturbating without porn. When you upgrade to it, the second level is masturbation without porn. This allows you to retain more of your life energy because now your brain isn't getting wired for that really high induced dopamine spike, but rather it's more of a slower cultivated state. Okay, if this is something you want to practice, you want to evolve from this, that's the next level to go to. So at this level, you have more life energy available for you to pursue your goals, just due to the mere fact that now your mind, your neurons aren't getting shortened. Level 3 is where it gets interesting. This is where you only have sex with a partner and ejaculate. Okay? Now, what do I mean by this? Well, it's self-explanatory, but when you have sex with a partner and you ejaculate, what happens is, upon the point of ejaculation, you lose a lot of life energy. Why this is because in yoga, if you look at it, they say 40 drops of blood is required to produce 1 drop of semen. After you ejaculate, look at your energetic state. It'll immediately get drained. You get drained and you want to sleep. That's all you want to do. Okay, but as opposed to that, if you don't ejaculate, that life energy is still within you. That urge, that hunger is still within you. Okay, so that drive you still possess. So the next level above that is when you only have sex with a partner without ejaculation. That's level 4. This is very, very difficult to do, by the way. Level 4 and level 5, these 2 levels, they take a lot of willpower. I'm going to explain to you what level 5 is. But just to explain level 4, when you have sex without ejaculation, it sort of builds that drive within you, and you're allowed to channel this energy into whatever it is you want, into goal achievement. Okay? Level 5 is where it gets interesting. This is complete celibacy and ultimate mind control. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, this is basically when every single ounce of your energy is now no longer focused on sex, but is completely focused on the creative endeavors that you have in your life. Okay, it's completely focused on goal achievement. So let me give you an example of this. People think that, all of these successful people, they had a lot of sex and they did a lot of compulsive stuff, but we don't really know if they retained or if they spilled. Right? But if you look at the chapter on sex transmutation in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill outlines a lot of these areas, a lot of these people who just used semen retention, celibacy, and led them to ultimate success. Even people like Isaac Newton, he was completely celibate his whole life. Right? He was a virgin his whole life. And look at the inventions he procured. It's because he had this drive within him to always go about, seek it. So this sex energy was completely transmuted into finding solutions to problems, creative work. Isaac Newton was at this level. Okay? So this is the highest level there is, high vibration energy. This is also the level of brahmacharya. If you look it up, it's spelled B-R-A-M-A-C-H-A-R-Y-A, brahmacharya. So in yoga, there are these certain sects of people who they completely stay celibate for the rest of their lives. And as a result, what happens is, after they go 9 or 10 years, they just get extremely energetic, sleep 2 hours a night, wake up completely energized. Right? And it's because they're channeling this lower energy into the higher realms. So if you look at sex, most relationships nowadays are based around sex. If you talk about relationship between, I guess a man and woman, man and man, same sex, different sex, a relationship, an intimate romantic relationship implies sex. Why is that? Well, it's because of this identification with the body. The more you get identified with the body, the more physical. The things you seek are more of the physical nature. You seek more and more of material wealth. You seek more and more of sexual relations. This is strong identification with the body. Okay, and the problem with identification with the body and identification with the physical is that everything that's physical is very, very finite. It will one day pass. It won't be there forever. The more you get identified with things that are of the physical nature, your body and your mind, the more your spiritual evolution is going to be inhibited. Because it's kind of like in Harry Potter, if those of you who watched it, it's like a Horcrux. Every time someone destroys a Horcrux, Voldemort, the villain, he gets weaker and weaker because he's identified. A piece of his soul is trapped in one of these Horcruxes. So the more you destroy them, the weaker you get. The more we destroy these physical things that we're attached to, the weaker and weaker we get. the more it destroys our identification. The key to all spirituality is to identify only with the ultimate. Nothing else but the ultimate. And there is natural identification with the ultimate when these false identifications are ruined. You don't need to do anything to identify with the ultimate. You just need to destroy these false identifications. Right? It's a counterintuitive approach. But really what I'm trying to say with this is that the highest levels are level 4 and level 5. If you can achieve this level, you've mastered willpower, essentially. And there's a great book on this which shows you how to transmute this sexual energy. It's a book by Mantak Chia called The Multi-Orgasmic Man. I urge you to check that out. But really the goal with semen retention for everyone is to channel this energy and transmute it towards the ultimate, towards goal achievement. Anytime you have a compulsive behavior, it doesn't matter if it's spilling your seed compulsively, having lots of sex, and eating lots of fast food and junk food, they're all the same effect. Because essentially what's happening is, let's say this is your mind, right? And now you have all of these distractions. The mind gets strayed into sex. The mind gets strayed into food. The mind gets strayed into, money. Mind gets strayed off into more distractions. Any other distractions that you have that aren't serving your goal. If your goal is money, then you can channel all of that into money. Right? If your goal is sex, you can channel all of that into sex. If your goal is achievement, you can channel all of that into achievement. So if we erase all of these, it's kind of like this. Because you don't have this mind control right now, it's vibrating about in all different directions. Your mind vibrates about in all different directions. And you start to flow with this. But when you start to really channel it all into one direction, this is what we call transmutation of this energy. You can't suppress sexual energy, by the way. It's completely natural. If you castrate a bull, you're going to see how docile it becomes. Right? So the key with this is not to suppress this energy, but channel it into the direction you would like it. So if you have this bucket, let's say, and this is your goal, but the problem is the bucket has all of these holes that are your distractions, right? So now you don't have as much energy going to that creative endeavor or that thing that you want to make you successful, but rather it's straying out and distraction. Oh, video games. Oh, sex. Oh, junk food, right? If we eliminate all of these compulsive behaviors, things that are almost pulling you and you have no control over, if you start to gain control over them, you start to become conscious, you seal the leak on this bucket and all of this energy gets transmuted towards goal achievement. This is why some people become massively successful, because they're able to channel all of this energy. Now you might be wondering, Quasi, why is it that all of these successful people, they drank so much and did so much drugs and so much alcohol? Well, if you go back to Think and Grow Rich, right? There are 10 things that drive human beings. And the last 2 are fear and also external stimulants and drugs. If you rely on these 2 things, your success is going to be unconscious. When you become unconsciously successful, you're always going to suffer your success. People who relied on drugs, people who relied on alcohol to become successful always suffered their success. Their success wasn't sustainable. If you become consciously successful, then you can maintain this success. So what do I mean by this? It's kind of like you're not winning a lottery by chance, but rather you're consciously creating your success every single day. It's going back to that graph again. This is a lottery win. You win it and then you lose all that money. You'll see that most lottery winners that win money, they always go back to shit. But then people who build sustainable businesses, give value and really raise it over time, then they maintain that level of success. It's always there. The greatest miracle isn't a quick win. The greatest miracle is consistency, showing up for yourself every single day, pitching away and chipping away at the little goal that you have every single day, building incrementally on it. And as a result of that, you're able to maintain that level of success. You really understand the deeper principles that helped you become successful. Okay? That is the greatest miracle. So the key with all of this is to make all of your efforts conscious. If you choose to have sex, that's great. Awesome. but make sure that it's your choice and you have full control over it. I had a client who asked me, well, Kwasi, sometimes I play basketball to relieve stress, but I'm seeing that the more I play basketball, the less time I'm having available to work on the things that help move the needle forward in my business. So when do I know that this is becoming a compulsion rather than a conscious thing? Well, he answered the question himself. If it's really pulling you and you're sort of giving up and fraying into it and you're not scheduling this, you're not choosing to do this, then it's a compulsion. If it's hindering your ability to become successful rather than supporting it, then it's becoming a compulsion. So you'll see that successful people make every single thing in their lives optimized to take them to success. To give you an example, your goals don't have to go against each other. You have to find a way that one thing you're doing that you really want to be the best at and chip away at it. So for me, I want to be a revolutionary coach. Let's say this is my goal. And now I have different areas of my life. Let's say I have gym, I have relationships, I have family, I have my health, and I guess those are the areas. But I want to make sure that all of those are actually feeding the big goal. Okay? So let's say my health and fitness, if I go to the gym, I'm going to make sure I'm doing it in a way that it optimizes me for highest performance in my work. If I'm having a relationship, I'm going to have the kind of relationship that actually serves and makes it a win-win for both of us. It's a win for my partner and it's also a win for me and helps me support my business. If I'm having a familial relationship, I'm going to make sure it supports my business as well. Okay? If I have any other area of my life that I'm working on, if I'm having fun with friends, I'm going to make sure that it helps me stay at a calm state, helps me, my mental and my emotional states, better them so that it serves the ultimate goal, becoming successful, becoming a revolutionary coach, giving value, having a successful business. Okay, so all of these efforts you're seeing are actually getting channeled into one direction. That's what happens for successful people. Every single thing that they do, it's not becoming a distraction and hindering them, but rather supporting them on their goal. Okay? This is also what I mean by sexual transmutation and transmuting this energy into one direction so that you're able to achieve the ultimate and actually propels you rather than distracts you. And with that, I conclude this video. Now, just to really recap the gist of this video, we talked about semen retention and the art of sexual transmutation. The first thing we talked about was the different levels, going from low vibration to highest vibration. At the lowest vibration, this is identified with a mind-body. At the highest vibration, you have conscious control over it. Okay? So this is identified with the lowest levels of the body, the sacral chakra. This is identified with more the crown and the third eye. Okay? So level 1 is masturbation with porn. Level 2 is masturbation without porn. Pornography messes up your mind because of the wiring. It just gives you this dopamine spike and you get addicted to it. It becomes a drug. Level 3 is sex with a partner and you ejaculate. Okay? Level 4 is sex with a partner but without ejaculation. You retain this life force. It's very, very difficult to do. It takes a lot of willpower, but it's very, very powerful when applied. Level 5 is complete celibacy and ultimate mind control. This is the level of the brahmacharyas. If you can achieve this level, you're going to be really successful really quick. Okay? And then we talked about channeling every single thing consciously into one direction rather than having it unconsciously leak out. All of these addictions you have, all of these things you want to do, you make sure they're serving your ultimate goal. If you do that, if you just do this one thing, start to become more and more conscious and start to eliminate all of these compulsions from your life. If you just eliminate the compulsive activities you have, the only thing that's going to be left is consciousness. Right? If you eliminate the distractions, the only thing that's going to be left is focus. So that's what we want to do. Just seal up these leaks. That's all you need to do. Just seal up the leaks. And the only thing that'll be left is for this energy to get transmuted into one direction. You don't have to try to do anything. The only task is for you to fix the leaks. And with that, I conclude this video. Thank you so much for watching. I sincerely hope this was helpful. Please leave me a comment letting me know what you thought of this, if this was valuable, and if you want me to make more videos like this. And for those of you who are new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe and hit that little bell there so you're notified of any new video that I put out. And as I mentioned before, the free one-to-one consult with me for the Reality Mastery program is now open. If you want to enroll for that, click on the link in the description below and I'll see you there. Now, just to give you a gist of what the Reality Mastery program is, it's highly tailored for those who are looking to transform their lives completely, not partially by doing another meditation technique or another visualization technique, but really fully and completely. Okay, what I've seen in my personal life was that whenever I worked on shifting myself, understanding the deeper principles of life, the changes actually stuck. It wasn't a lottery win where I had a consistent revenue 1 month in my business and then it goes down to zero, but it becomes consistent all the time. Okay, all as a result of who I became. So if you want to sign up for that and you're a business owner looking to get consistent revenue in your business, you're a professional looking to transition out, start up doing something you actually love, you're a high performer, you're a creative, click on the link in the description below and I'll see you there. Also, if you want to take advantage of our free Facebook group that's available for you as well, link is in the description as well. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time. Peace.